everyone. My name is Jacqueline Muhammad, and I am honored to serve as your Mistress of Ceremonies tonight. And on behalf of Dr. Yvonne Pointer, the Pointer family, welcome to a celebration of life for our dear sister, Gloria Pointer. Give her a round of applause. We all know of saints of God that we don't start services or programs without invoking his name in this place. So we would like to ask Pastor Grady Stevenson to come and open this program in prayer.
Amen. So let us pause for a moment and bow our heads before an almighty God. Our God, our Father, the creator of all mankind. As we pause here in this moment in time, we first give you thanks. We praise you for who you are, for you are God and you are God alone. There's none like you in all the heavens and all the earth. And so we look to you because you are the author and the finisher of our faith. Now we pause at this auspicious occasion to thank you for another day, to thank you for the gathering of these, your people. Father, we know that there is a reason and a purpose for us today to uplift and celebrate the life of a great woman. She had to be great because she got us here all together in your name. And you told us in your word where two or three comes together in your name that you are in the midst of us. And so we thank you for gathering us today and you being in the midst. For you are the one that we celebrate today. We lift you up and we magnify you all by yourself, God. We give you all the glory and all the honor for you being our King, for you leading and guiding and directing us in all righteousness and truth. And so while we celebrate, God, let us remember to lift you up, to magnify your name, to glorify you in the midst of your people, that they might know that you are God and God alone. And so, God, today we give you all the glory, all the honor, and all the praise. In Jesus' mighty name we pray. Thank God and amen.
Amen. Praise God. Praise God. So we're going to move quickly through the program, and we certainly want to have a welcome from Margaret, who is hosting us here in their house today. But I want to ask a question of you all. How many of you knew Gloria when she was physically among us? I'm sorry. Hands down. Did not know Gloria. Look around the room. Okay, you can put your hands down. There is a verse in the Holy Quran, which is a scripture for Muslims, that says, "Never speak to the slain as dead, who are slain in God's way. They are alive, but you perceive not. I tell you on tonight, you and we are going to witness a real live individual whose hands and name has stretched across the city of Cleveland. Yes. She has stretched across the country. Yes. She has stretched across the world. Yes. Gloria Pointer lives. She lives, and she lives. Let us have a welcome from our host tonight, Miss Margaret Bernstein. Give her a round of applause.
Thank you, Jacqueline. I'm just on board the Gloria Pointer train and the Yvonne Pointer train. When I moved to Cleveland in 1989, I heard about this story. I was a reporter at the Plain Dealer. Every time I reported on Yvonne Pointer doing something to keep her daughter's memory alive, the thing that always amazed me was something different every single time. She finds new ways to touch the heart. So Gloria has really been on my heart lately, even though I did not have a chance to meet her. So I want to talk to you guys very briefly about the fact that I attended the Accelerate contest last night. The Accelerate contest, for those of you who do not know, is a pitch contest where people with ideas for changing Cleveland and making it better come and present their ideas. They're hand-picked. They were chosen months ago, and last night only the best of the best got to present their ideas. So There were 6 that made it to the final round, and one of them was an 11-year-old. You know where I'm going with this. And her mom. So they show up and they truly slay the crowd. The 11-year-old, announces, "Hello, my name is Logan Dior Williams, and this is my assistant, my mom." And she proceeds to hold that audience in the palm of her hand. Yes. Now, at this point, she had won $2,000 already for being the winner of her category. So she went on to say that even if she did not win, she wanted every adult in that room to know that they could drive around in their car and have blankets and food for the homeless. Do you understand that that is a legacy that she was spreading right there? So I just want you to know people were hollering for her like crazy. And I might have been the loudest, because at one point, she looks out and she goes, "Thank you, Aunt." That's what she said. "Thank you, Aunt." And I want you to know that I had an empty seat next to me. And even though she thought she was saying "thank you, Aunt" to me, she was saying thank you to her Aunt Gloria. And if Gloria was alive, she would be part of the biggest, strongest, bravest, most powerful Pointer dynasty right now. What is going on right now with what this family is doing. So all I can say is WKYC is here for all of it. I welcome what's going to happen in this room tonight. It's going to be very powerful. We got the news going on right on the other side of that door. So I hope we're not so loud that they hear it on the news. But anyway, I just welcome each and every one of you to WKYC, and know that just as you value Yvonne Pointer, so do we. Just as you value Gloria Pointer, so do we. Welcome to WKYC.
Thank you, WKYC. So really quickly, housekeeping. So there's a few of you in the auditorium that are on the program this evening. And so I have my instructions. And if any of you ever worked with Dr. Yvonne Pointer, she's a taskmaster, right? And so I have my instructions to pull coattails when we are not adhering to time. So I'm asking you in advance, just please adhere to time. So first up, we have a song coming from an award-winning vocalist who has been critically acclaimed for a singing style that blends facets of cabaret and jazz with intelligence and care. He moved to Cleveland in 2016 and appears regularly at Nighttime, where he will perform again on April 25th with his jazz quartet. Please put your hands together for Dane Van Natter. And if I mispronounce your name, I apologize. Dane.
That's way too fancy. Because who I really am is a friend and a believer and the receiver of the love of the Pointer dynasty, and I'll always be a soldier for your dynasty. No, I'm not crying tonight. You're crying tonight. So let me just cue up the technology here. Thank you, Michelle, wherever you are. No complaints and no regrets. I still believe in chasing dreams and placing bets. But I have learned that all you give is all you get. So you give it all you've got. Had my share, and I drank my fill. And even though I'm satisfied, I'm hungry still.
to see what's down another road beyond a hill and do it all again. So here's to life and every joy it brings. Here's to life, to dreamers and their dreams. It's funny how the time just flies, how love can go from warm hellos to sad goodbyes and leave you with the memories you've memorized to keep your winters warm. There's no yes in yesterday. Who knows what tomorrow brings or takes away? As long as I'm still in the game, I want to play for laughs, for life, for love. So here's to life and every joy it brings. Here's to life, to dreamers and their dreams. May all your storms be weathered. All that's good get better. Here's to life, and here's to love, and here's to you. May all your storms be weathered, and all that's good get better. Here's to life, and here's to love, and here's to you.
Thank you so much.
Wow, another round of applause. Wow, that was phenomenal. What a voice. Give him another round of applause. Wow. Wow. Gloria's working. Cornell Hubert Calhoun III is an accomplished and widely applauded actor, producer, director, and award-winning filmmaker and playwright. His play, The Mighty Scarabs, The East Tex Story, was selected by the Cleveland Plain Dealer as one of the top 10 plays during the 2015-16 theater season. And it is published by the Original Works Publishing Company of Los Angeles, California. Mr. Calhoun's films have been selected for the 48-Hour Film Festival, the Short Sweet Festival, the Cleveland International Film Festival, the Greater Cleveland Urban Film Festival, and many, many others. He is one talented Clevelander. I am so proud to know him. Put your hands together for Welcome Gloria Pointer, a celebration of life.
December 6, 1984, on that chilly Thursday morning in early December, my eldest child, Gloria, was taken from me. When a mother loses a child, she loses a piece of her future. I see her everywhere. I see her in Dave's supermarket. I see her in Macy's and Giant Eagle, and she is always present in Hope Haven. I see her in the women who are the age she would be now. I see her in the girls who are the age she was when she died. I see her every time I tell people I have 3 children. I know I will continue to see her until the day I die, when I will really be with her again. Therein lies the hope that gets me through. That, and the way Gloria shines, glows down on each moment of each day. Most of the time, I smile and remember, then smile again.
I love me some grits, y'all. Sometimes eat 'em cold. Right out of the pot. Maybe one before school. Every day from junior high. The Bulldogs are here, and we have no fear. Nothing can stop us 'cause this is our year. The Bulldogs are here, and blue, red, and white. We can't be beat, so prepare for a fight. I love to cheer. I love being a cheerleader. Cheerleader made me smile. I love cheering, and I love my brother and sister. They have so much personality and so much love to give. And I don't have a favorite color because I love all the colors of the rainbow. And Christmas, even though we didn't have much money for gifts to put under the tree, we were still blessed and loved. Times were hard, real hard sometimes. It was soft watching on the back. She wanted so much to give us everything. Like I did her, even littlest things. Hey Ma, it's Mother's Day. I wrote you a poem. Roses are red, violets are blue. You are my mother, and I love you forever and always, Ma. Gloria was always loving, caring, dedicated, funny, kind, and compassionate. We called her Niecy. Niecy, I am so very grateful that even death cannot separate the love that you have for your family. We feel you around us and are continually amazed at how you have found a way to reach from the honor and still show love to the world. You are a sweet gift. You are a gift, Ma. Because of you, I live forever. I live in every man, woman, and child you touch, especially those suffering and pain in life. But somehow you magically help them find comfort in First Memorial School in West Garland that my mother, Yvonne Cortes, established. The Gloria Memorial School is including you, can make a difference. Not to just lay down in your grief, but get up and change the world. Yvonne Cortes is a gift from heaven. No one has a bigger heart. No one. Heart is always open. In my mother's heart, everyone is welcome. Everyone.
Give them a round of applause. That was amazing. Oh my God. So after today, we will no longer say we gotta do this and we gotta do that. We want to use the word continue because the work is being done. Thank you, Cornell Calhoun. You are a blessing to Cleveland and to this world. Gloria lives, y'all. She lives. Did I see Mr. Rick Bell? Is he here? Okay, no, okay. Hold on, not yet. Hold your place for just a second. So I'm going to read just really quick snippets for 3 individuals that will come right after each other so you won't have to hear me again. But we have 3 individuals that want to talk about how she has impacted their lives. And that first person is Rick Bell. He will be followed by Mr. Bob Durham, who will be followed by Dr. Whittaker. But first, Rick Bell. So we're introducing an individual that I did not know myself, but I'm told that he's a really nice guy. The kind of guy that you would want as your neighbor. But if you have hurt a child, you do not want him prosecuting you. Rick and Yvonne have become very close over the years. They share their faith and both give God the glory. Rick is the chief of Special Investigations Division for the Office of the County Prosecutor. He specializes in cold cases, DNA murders, and rapes. He wants everyone to know that Gloria's life and tragedy has helped so many people in this world. You can't help but know that God has a reason for everything once you have met her mother, Yvonne Pointer, and experience her faith and her love for her daughter. Rick will give you some of this insight, knowledge about the 28-year up and down journey, how the case was finally solved, and most importantly, the impact it has had on all who has helped and have been touched by the Gloria story. You can give him a round of applause. He will then be followed by Mr. Bob Durham. Mr. Bob Durham is the Senior Director of Scholarships and Services and Financial Aid at College Now. And I didn't have a bio on print for Bob, but I met Bob a long time ago, about, 7 or 8 years ago, and know that Bob Durham has a passion for young people. And Yvonne connected with him early, and then we connected with him together. She introduced Bob to Pastor Stevenson, myself, and many others who were working together on projects. And what we found in him is a passion for young people. And he'll share his recollection of Yvonne and Gloria. And then finally, we'll have remarks from Dr. David Whittaker. He's a dedicated father, teacher, cultural advocate, and Akan, and forgive me if I'm mispronouncing any of these words. He's a chief in Ghana, West Africa. In 1980, he simultaneously received his doctorate of philosophy degree from Case Western, all while also receiving his Juris Doctor degree from Cleveland State Marshall. Nana Whittaker has been a career educator and cultural advocate for 5 decades on a quest to aid the development of urban students, families, and communities. He has served as a high school math teacher, graduate school program coordinator, school board member, and co-counsel in numerous school desegregation cases. In 1992, beginning in 1992, he has made nearly 60 research and development trips to Ghana, West Africa, to oversee development projects and expand his knowledge base of the rites of passage concepts, principles, and practices. And his bio goes on and on and on, and I'll stop right there. Our brother, Dr. David Whittaker. Give him a hand. So if we can ask Mr. Rick Bell to come forward, followed by Mr. Bob Durham, and then Dr. Whittaker in that order. Give him a round of applause, y'all. You want him to be your neighbor, right?
Hi, Yvonne. How are you? God is good, isn't he? Yes. And all the time. Yes, he is. And I wanted to talk about time. I had a little speech, I just threw it away, because this is something that's very, very touching to me. I'd rather you know a little bit more about some of what happened, but some of it's gory, and we don't need to hear all of that. But I wanted to talk to you from my heart, what I learned from Yvonne. Why? Why 28 years? Time is a strange thing. Sometimes we want to ask God, why can't you solve this now? Right? Why the journey? That long, long journey. And surely we've all had to ask ourselves that. You know, DNA's existed forever since the existence of man, but we didn't know how to find it. We didn't know what to look for. We didn't know how to develop it. We didn't know how you might be able to identify one person from another. Certainly not back in 1984. And only until maybe 1992 was it ever even first starting to look at it. And I have this theory maybe because the world revolves around me and Yvonne, that somehow God meant this for a greater journey, for so many more victims and victims' families. I don't think that it's a coincidence that your daughter's name is Gloria. I think that the glory goes to God. Yes. And I believe that everything that has happened over that 28 years, and there were ups and downs. Oh, we think we have a killer. We think we can solve it. And then, oh, we have a little bit of DNA. And oh, how that turned out to be so wrong. It turned out to be contamination and an analyst's DNA from the coroner's office. And then, oh, the urging of Yvonne and Sylvia to test again. You can do this, Rick Bell, with all of those rape kits. Why can't you solve this? And a team of investigators and the Cleveland Police Department never putting down that case because somebody was always there once a month asking what's going on, what's happening. Let's clap on that. Okay. This is about a mother's love for her daughter. And when Yvonne speaks, and I've had her speak nationally, she speaks about what her daughter wanted her to do. Mommy, speak for me. And I will tell you, I don't think she knew this in those many years that she said that mommy was the last word that her daughter spoke. That's very touching. And Yvonne has spoken for Gloria this whole time, pushing us as law enforcement to do what we need to do, and pushing the world to know that a mother's love for her daughter can make a difference for all of us, 14 years old, walking to school, perfect attendance record. That's what she was going to get, an award. And when I was looking at this case for 10 years, my 3 daughters all came and passed that 14-year mark. And it would remind me, Gloria's 14, they're 14. And you see another child in the person that you're working with. I wanted to let you know that Yvonne never stopped thinking of other people throughout all of this, even when all of us would be stressful. What's going on? Tell me what's happening. She was sending me pictures of the Eiffel Tower all lit up because she wanted me to see beautiful things instead of having to look at the pictures. And it was wonderful. But it was a testament. It was a witness. It wasn't just a witness for her love for Gloria, but her witness for her love for God and her faith and her trust that someday he would make all of this come to pass for a greater good, for his glory. And so I want to thank you, Dr. Yvonne Pointer, for being my good friend, not giving up on me, and making my life a difference. And I would like to thank all of you for really, truly appreciating what Gloria has done in all of our lives. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I didn't throw away my speech. I kept it. Or else I'll forget what I'm going to say. So I'm happy to be here. My name is Bob Durham. I'm the Senior Director of Scholarship Services at College Now Greater Cleveland. I'm really honored to be representing College Now here tonight at Gloria Pointer's 50th birthday celebration. How many people here are familiar with College Now? Oh, great, tons of people. For those of you that aren't, though, I just wanted to give you a brief just history of what we do. We were founded in 1967. We were the first college access program in the country. And what college access means is basically we're a nonprofit whose mission is to help kids and adults further their education after high school. We do that through a lot of different ways, and we have advisors in over 100 schools and community centers around Northeast Ohio, helping students and adults navigate the college process, which is really complicated. We help students research careers, research colleges, fill out applications, ACT, SAT test prep, looking for financial aid, and we also manage scholarships, which is where me and Ms. Pointer met each other. I'm not a Clevelander. I did not know the story when I moved here 11 years ago. I remember Miss Pointer was one of the first donors I met. I'm one of the managers of scholarship I've managed the scholarship programs, and I was a little worried about, okay, this cannot be a fun meeting that's going to come up just with the history. But Miss Pointer was about helping others, and it wasn't about dwelling on a bad situation, which is really inspiring. So about 30 years ago, though, did a little history. She came to College Now with enough funding to fund a student to go to college, a $500 scholarship award. It was amazing. There were some specific criteria there. Scholarship had to go to an African-American female student attending John Hay High School. Ms. Pointer explained to me that that was the school that Gloria dreamed about going because her older brother was there. Or uncle, sorry, not brother, uncle, yeah. None of those criteria talked about academics. Ms. Pointer wasn't worried about picking the most academically gifted student. She was always about helping those students that have faced obstacles, hardships along the way. People had to deal with family incarceration, drug abuse, violence. She also wanted to shine a light on the problem of violence against women and to get these students thinking about how to address this issue and to make progress to make it stop. That was almost a little over 30 years ago. And since then, there have been 35 Gloria Pointer Scholarship recipients. The scholarship is no longer $500 a year, but $1,000 a year. And instead of just picking one student every year, she's been consistently picking 2, sometimes 3 students a year as the money is coming. And excited just to say a few years ago, she was able to reach a financial threshold which allowed College Now to endow the scholarship. For those of you who don't know what endowed scholarship means, it means the interest off of that is enough to fund the scholarship for the foreseeable future. I don't know, the market's been doing pretty bad the last couple of days, but when it turns around, we'll go back up. But I think it's more about going to college. Another amazing point is the success of the students that have received this scholarship. I'm not sure that I'm going to go some stats here for you, but college graduation rates in America are dismal. The average college graduation rate is a little over 50%. That means half of every kid that goes to college does not graduate. If you look at students coming from low-income backgrounds and urban students, that graduation rate drops to below 20%. It's really a tragedy, which is why College Now does a lot of the work we do. Ms. Pointer scholarship recipients, of those 35, 80% of them have either graduated or are still enrolled in college working towards their degree. Now, Ms. Pointer said I could give a little shameless plug for some of the work College Now does here, and one of the things we do a little bit different than the other scholarships is every scholarship recipient that we have gets a mentor, a volunteer in the community that helps support this student through their college path. The program is done primarily online through an email system. College kids don't have time to meet in person, but they can respond to emails. And the mentors are there to help these students get through college, because a majority of our students are first-generation college students. So a lot of their parents and family members might not know the answer to some of these questions. We're always looking for more scholarship recipients. Do we have any mentors in here in the audience today? All right. Well, great. This is a great audience for us. Each year we have to recruit 1,200 volunteers and to match with our freshman college scholarship recipients. We still need 500 more by the end of by the end of March. If anybody's interested in becoming a mentor to one of the scholarship recipients that College Now supports, please see me afterwards. I have some documents and things like that, and some paperwork if you want some information. Just to close up here, as I said earlier, we're really honored to be asked to be here tonight, helping keep Gloria's memory alive. College Now would like to show our support by providing an additional scholarship this year for $1,000. So this year there'll be three graduating high school seniors from John Hay receiving a Gloria Pointer Scholarship. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. When Yvonne ordered me to come here tonight, I had no idea what to expect. But I must say I'm pleasantly surprised. This is amazing. And I would be disappointed, depressed, and probably have to check myself into the hospital or the free clinic for my depression if I had missed it. But Yvonne asked me to take about 5 minutes and discuss the impact of the Gloria Pointer Memorial School in our village in West Africa and the surrounding 100 and so villages near our village and in the larger community. Now that's how Yvonne works, because I can't do that in 5 minutes. So you'll have to take my remarks and consider them a trailer to an epic movie that we are all in, that you have to go see in its entirety when it comes to the theater near you. So in the short time I have, it's often said that a picture is worth 1,000 words. If that's true, and I'm a math teacher, so I should know that 2 pictures would then be worth 2,000 words. Well, in reference to this school, I know 2 words that are worth thousands of pictures. Gloria Pointer. So here's what I've suggested that might be helpful. The impact of this little school, which is, by the way, the best, the finest school for young children in the country of Ghana. So that gives you some idea of what it's like. It's the best that exists. So this can all be summed up in the 5 simple words with the letter P that I'll read for you. This school is a portal through which students, faculty, residents, and others can gain a broader perspective that is forever reshaping the paradigms for everyone in the village and the surrounding metropolitan areas concerning the potential for self-help, change, and the foregoing of a new possibilities and promises for a better tomorrow. That's what this little school does. Now let me suggest 1 or 2 things to give you a reference point. This school is better than all the homes that the people live in. So they love to go to school because the school has a shower with tile walls. Most children take their showers outside with a bucket of water standing on a little mat or maybe just on the ground. So to go to a school that has a shower and tile walls, it's like a 5-star hotel, is better than your house. This school has a tile bathroom with a working toilet, just like you have at your house.
Yes, yes.
And a working sink, just like you have at your house. But it's not what the students have in their houses. So when school is out, you often find children crying because the last thing you want to do is leave school. So that gives you some idea. But of course, we're in the States where every child wants to stay in school, right? So let me describe what this school means in another way. The Gloria Pointer Memorial School is to Atonkwa, which is our village, which literally translates into I have purchased my life. Aton means I have purchased, and Kwa, like my name, Kwa means life. So in other words, I am free. But this school is to Atonquois and the surrounding areas, to put it into context for you, what LeBron James is to Cleveland, Akron, and Northeast Ohio. And maybe the whole United States. Certainly the whole National Basketball Association. This school is to our village and the surrounding villages what Serena and Venus are to young girls that are aspiring to be athletes. It's what Tiger Woods is to young boys that would like to play golf or do something. It's what MLK, Muhammad Ali, Marcus Garvey, Malcolm X, Smokey Robinson, Luther Vandross, the OJs, and others have been to us baby boomers. It's what Tupac and Biggie were to the hip-hop movement. It's what Jay-Z and Beyonce is to what young people all over the world every day right now. It's what Wakanda has been to the world. And it's what Obama and Michelle symbolize to all of us that are looking for brighter days and better tomorrows. And all the freedom fighters that have come before us that we have witnessed, we stand on the shoulders of all those ancestors that endured, persevered, achieved, and kept on keeping on. And we are on their shoulders right now as we sit here tonight, appreciating everything that they did, because it gives us the freedom and the luxury to come here and talk and perform and make ourselves feel good. But we're standing on the shoulders of people that sacrificed. One thing I like to mention, Gloria Pointer is probably the best example of a delegator that we know. She has assigned all of us work. She's delegated all these responsibilities to us, and we're working hard to see if we can fulfill them. And she's been at this for 36 years. The one thing that the econ I learned that is really, really significant to me, and you've said it, it's been said here tonight. The econ believed that a person never formally dies until their name is never mentioned again. So the most popular two words in our village are Gloria Pointer. You see children going around, you say, what school do you go to? Gloria Pointer, as if who wouldn't go to Gloria Pointer? So the name Gloria Pointer will be repeated through scholarships, through associations, through connections forever. So when you say she is alive in the econ tradition, in the econ way of looking at life, she is absolutely, positively alive, and all of her work is being done by us. So that's part of what I want to say. The final thing I like to say to you, one of the things that the young people say in our village, which may not be as uncommon as I thought it was when I first heard it from one of the students. I said, so how are you doing in school? A student I sponsor in the university. I said, how are you doing in school? He says, well, I'm doing pretty good. I said, well, how do you keep up things? He said, well, what we believe is you have to pray as if everything depends on God. And then you have to work as if everything depends on you. So I'd like to leave that with you. Gloria is working every day through us. And I am privileged, proud, and gratified that I know her mother. I never knew Gloria, but I know Gloria now because I know apples don't fall far from the trees. Yes. So I am grateful to be here. I'm glad you invited me, and I wouldn't have missed it for anything. Yes. And I leave you with this, Gloria Pointer forever.
Thank you, Dr. Whittaker, Dr. David Whittaker. And I'll just do a quick plug. How many of you have not set eyes on the Gloria Pointer Memorial School in Ghana, West Africa? Have not set eyes on that school? Well, if you'd like to, on November 12th. If you'd like to, on November 12th of this year, Dr. Whittaker is returning to Ghana, West Africa. Join us. It'll be my opportunity to set eyes on that school. So if you want more information, please reach out to Yvonne, of course, has the information, as well as Dr. Whittaker. So now let's keep moving along. Gloria Lives. We're going to have a solo now from Michelle Edwards. Michelle is a native of Cleveland who has been singing publicly since the age of 5. She has performed in productions at the Karamu House, Cleveland Playhouse, and Severance Hall. She has toured Switzerland, Sweden, and performs locally at area jazz venues. Please welcome Michelle Edwards.
I am one of the few people in the room that knew Gloria. We weren't that far apart in age, a few years I'm older than her, but one thing that Yvonne, Dr. Pointer always said was that when Gloria was growing up, she would always say, if there was something to be done at school or her friends, my mommy can do it. My mommy will do it. And this morning when I woke up, that's what I said. I said, Gloria, happy heavenly birthday, and your mommy did it. So, make sure we get the band ready. Dr. Pointer said her daughter's name would always go on, and that she would do what she needed to do. You gave me my hands to reach out to man, to show him your love and your perfect plan. You gave me my ears. I can hear your voice so clear. I can hear the cry of sinners. But can I wipe away their tears? You gave me my voice to sing your word, but my eyes see. They never heard. My eyes, I see your need for more availability. I've seen hearts that have been broken, so many people to be free. Oh, Lord, I'm available to you. My will I give to you. I'll do what you say do. Use me, Lord, to show someone the way and enable me to say, ooh, my storage is empty. Lord, I'm available to you. Now I'm giving back to you all the tools you gave to me. My eyes, my hands, my voice, my ears, so you can use them as you please. I have emptied out my cup so that you can fill me up. Now I'm free. I just want to be more available to you. Ooh, Lord, I'm available to you. My will I give to you. I'll do what you say do. Use me, Lord, to show someone the way and enable me to say, my storage is empty. Lord, I'm available. I surrender all. I surrender all to thee, my blessed Savior. I surrender all. You can sing it. I surrender all. I surrender all to thee, my blessed Savior. I surrender all. I surrender all.
Give her another round of applause. And now for our fireside chat. I could read long bios, but I won't. It's time. She's, instructions again from the sofa. So I'm going to read. Told you, I'm under orders here. I'm under orders. Okay, good. So thank you. We have Miss Anji Corley, affectionately known as an Energizer Bunny. Yes. Did you meet her during the reception time? She is an award-winning multimedia host, including travel shows like Vacation Creation. local eyes in her latest nationally syndicated show, Oh Baby, with Anji Corley. She is an on-air guest host on HSN, even hosting their Style Squad podcast on YouTube. She is a commercial actress, voiceover artist, and model, appearing in many campaigns as a brand ambassador. She has hosted on the red carpet to shopping channels alongside individuals like Serena Williams, supermodel Iman, queen of hip-hop soul Mary J. Blige, to Rod Stewart, and many, many others. Anji is not only dynamic in front of the camera, she is dedicated and passionate as a mentor for over 20 years, with organizations including the Big Brothers Big Sisters, Girls Incorporated, G3 Life Applications, and her church as a youth leader. This Long Island, New York native lives by the mantra, celebrate life every day and invite others to join the party, which she applies to her lifelong commitment to mentoring. She's a graduate of the University of Pittsburgh and holds a bachelor's degree in communication. Please welcome Anji Corley. And I also, Dr. Pointer, can I just pause a moment? I saw your son can you come in? There's seats right here in the front. And I also saw Danielle too somewhere. There's 3 seats right here in the front. Dr. Porter, may I read anything about you? Yes. Okay, well, I'll follow the instructions. Give them both a round of applause as Dr. Pointer has a conversation with Anji Corley.
I was emphatic that tonight was not going to be about me. Now, I know y'all know me. I should have brought my phone back already. But I want to say that I appreciate this opportunity, and I want to give a special shout out to my friend Pastor Cheryl Frazier in California, who insisted that I do something for Gloria's 50th birthday. Here and to just everybody. But I met this lady. God is real. Yes, He is. God is real. Give him some credit. Growing up on her, I just knew it was more to life than her. I just knew it. And I was going to travel the world. But the problem is when you're surrounded by people that don't buy into your dream. You can be in a school with dream killers. Yes. And I would say to the little Huff people that I was going to travel the world. And I would say, no, you're not. And I would say, yes, I was. So to God be the glory, I've been to Italy and Germany and Africa, but also to Australia and New Zealand. And we were blessed to be on a show called Vacation Creation. We won a free, all-expense trip to Australia. Mm-hmm. Yes, thank you, Jacqueline, wherever she is. Jacqueline actually nominated us. So when we flew 23 hours, we got there and we met this incredible host of the show. And she just loved Logan. Oh, so this is Logan's new mentor. Mm-hmm. So when Logan is having her party tomorrow, thank you, Dr. Buddy. Would you stand up, the principal of Wade Park School? Opening school tomorrow for Logan's party with the pet. And I called her and I said, would you fly in and not, she didn't charge me, would you just fly in and host Logan's party? And she said, absolutely. And so I said, well, why are you here? Would you come to WKYC? Where's Margaret? Thank you, Margaret Burns. And so, yes, thank you. So, that's why she's here tonight. But more so than about Gloria and about me, I wanted to talk about you. Because, had Gloria lived, she would be on it. We already know. She would be on it. And so when I see women like yourself, I don't hate, I appreciate it. Come on. Yes. If you just divided and hated. But when I see what you've done with your life, just tell us, as a child, did you know you were going to do all of this?
No. I used to dance in my grandmother's living room to Johnny Mathis, for $5 and Lou Rawls. And being an only child for so long, I just loved to perform and just have fun and express myself however that was. And I remember graduating from the University of Pittsburgh, right down the street. I love Cleveland now. I used to come to y'all Browns games. And I took an acting class and I got a C. I was terrible. And it said, but that wasn't it. And I kind of developed, thanks be to God, there's nobody that gets the glory but him. My parents have been great, but I kid you not. My journey, it doesn't even make sense how I got to where I am and the opportunities that I was afforded to do. I had no idea, but I know what I'm not doing, I'm not living in my purpose, that I do know. And I don't always know how my path and journey, like vacation creation, I got an offer for Taco Tuesday. And a producer called from a pilot show that I had done in Ohio, in Orlando. And they didn't pay me for it. I'm like, no, I'll come, let's do it. Well, they called me Taco Tuesday and said, can I talk to you? We need you to get a passport. You're up for a show. I'm like, what show? And it was vacation creation. So we fly 23, 24 hours. I'm there by myself. My first family coming down the escalator is Jacqueline, Yvonne, and of course, Logan, who I'm in love with, the child, keeping her forever. And I was nervous and scared, and I knew the opportunity was there. And then what happened over 2 weeks is we became family. And we connected, and I knew the purpose was so much bigger because we saw God in each other. And Miss Yvonne said, I'm praying for something I'm gonna talk to you about in a day or two. And then she shared some things with me, and I'm like, oh God, how did you do this in Wellington, New South Wales? Wow. I had never been that far in my life. Europe was like a dream to go that far. And through that opportunity, so many connections and meeting all of you and the Hope Haven. And I said, I will be in Cleveland as soon as I don't know what city I'm in sometimes, and I love it all.
Well, I know just 2 weeks ago, I get a call from Anji. She said, I'm promoting a show with Cedric the Entertainer, D.L. Hughley, and who else? Oh,
Deion Cole, and Nephew Thomas.
And she said, would you like to come? And I took Frank Dollars and his wife, and so I like all that cursing, right? I told her. But we was backstage with them, so you know a lot of celebrities. How do you stay so grounded? Because you every day.
I'm me. You know, they don't impress me. I am appreciative. I respect what you do and the hustle and the drive, but they're just ordinary people. Yeah. I love to applaud everyone's accomplishments and our journeys, his story, her story. But I tell you what, they're just normal people. I'm like, hey, Deion, sit down. Let me see your hat. I mean, they're not. And being a New Yorker, New Yorkers don't get impressed. You can be next to Janet Jackson, and, I met Prince. It's like, oh, okay, cool. Oh, Beyonce came over my house. Well, she just had to use the bathroom. But we're just, everybody's the same. We have a heart, and we have a purpose and passion. And I just love everybody's story. I love meeting people.
So you did vacation creation, and where's some other places? Because I know you went to Vietnam.
So we were together for 2 weeks on a ship. Well, we wouldn't get on a ship now. Everybody got hand sanitizer when you leave today, right? Okay. But we sailed around New Zealand, literally stopping, 6 cities around New Zealand. Went to Sydney, stayed in Sydney almost 2 weeks after that. Went to all over Asia. Thailand, Cambodia, to Bangkok, Hong Kong.
And you just a little girl from the inner city.
I'm from Long Island, New York. I was single mom, barely made it through school, got a job at a radio station, almost worked at WZAK right here. But I got a job at a radio station. My dad laughed at me because he was Mr. RDM professional, and I'm taking a $13,000 job at a radio station to do promotions. And my mom was like, be creative, do what you love. Okay, great, did it. And then here I am, with national shows, which I never would have dreamt about, never, ever would have dreamt about.
So I know that Logan is not here, but you fell in love with Logan.
Let me tell you, this child, okay, so I meet them in the lobby for my first journey on this show. And I'm like, who is this child? I've been a mentor for 20 plus years. And I was enamored by her spirit, her personality, but I saw graham crackers here where I learned graham crackers, if y'all don't know, Logan's name for grandma. And she was so special, and she had such energy. If I was a child looking at myself, it would be Logan. Yeah. In theater, performing it. Woo! Just singing every song, every word, but such a lady. So one day I was like, listen, you need to rest, because you know, Logan's all over the place, right? I said, you go to sleep, I'm taking her. So we had a girls' dinner. She had on her cute little blazer, she had her little jeans, king crab legs to go on the ship, and I ordered baked Alaska because I knew she liked marshmallows. She shared that with me. So I had closed her eyes, and I'm like, okay, great. We brought this baked Alaska. I'm like, okay, open your eyes. And the joy in her face, it was so touching. One, because I know these kids, a lot of them that I mentor through church and other organizations, don't have opportunities. One, to go around the world to see a koala and touch kangaroos and jump and see different cultures and Maori people do the haka dance that we learned. But yet, something as simple as baked Alaska brought such joy. So after we got up, there was a couple that was next to us, and she said, excuse me, I just want to tell you, your daughter is amazing. They were listening to every word she said, and how her speech and her experiences, how professional and ladylike she was, and we just had an amazing time. And I love that child, from teaching her how to play horse on a ship to just conversations in her spirit. People try to break her little spirit, and you know, it's been great to encourage her on the phone or text or whatever it is. These kids need that. They need it so much. I wish we could multiply ourselves. And as a mentor, I encourage you all, please, it doesn't have to be formal. It could be, you know, auntie so-and-so, uncle, whomever. You can teach so much to these children. I just love it. I'm Aunt Anji. Y'all got more kids. Bring them on.
What made you say yes to come to Cleveland?
You. Okay, so when we left each other in Sydney, Australia, we had bonded so much. I almost felt bad for the rest of the crew. There were 15 people on the crew. And I was like, this is my first journey. I don't know if I'm supposed to get this close to a family, but so Logan is about to leave, and they're getting in their car to go to the airport to come back. And Logan's like, ugly cry. She jumped in my arms. I'm crying. Boo-hoo. And I have pictures and videos to prove it. And I said, this is where I'm supposed to be. Because the people that I touch, it's happened so many times. Off camera, because on the network that we're on, of course, faith wasn't discussed as much, and you don't go that deep into stories.
You couldn't say, oh my God, you have to say, oh my gosh.
Right. So imagine saying you're a believer, but people would say, you know Jesus, don't you? You could see. So people see your walk without you having to tell them your walk. So with this family and with you, Miss Yvonne, I just, whenever I'm coming, I'm there, and when I'm in the Hope Haven, I love the joy that I get, and the faith renewal and the encouragement and the testimony and being honest and real. And anytime you want me here, I'm here. Hands down.
When we look at today's society, we hear so much bad things. How do you remain hopeful? How do you, Anji, Corley, remain hopeful?
Prayer. And that's it. I have to pray because it is tough. People are mean and nasty, and people are trifling. We're all jacked up, you know, and we're not perfect. We're being perfected. So I'm such an optimist. I mean, seriously, bad. You would never know when I'm having a bad day. The moments I'm quiet doesn't mean I'm having a bad day. I'm just reflecting, and I'm just having a moment to just say, keep calm and not go over the edge. But I love life, and I'm so grateful. Let me tell you, Vacation Creation came about because I lost a job on a major network. They slicing and dicing salaries and opportunities, and studios were closing. And I'm like, now what? So to go to Taco Tuesday and then get not one, not two, but 3 national shows from failing for this network to carry me. Oh, and the doors close, and they just open, and they just open. And I'm so grateful, and I'm so humble. Money, a car, whatever it is. I know it seems dark and dim and gray, but our testimonies are all so incredible that, I mean, who would have thought She remembered me in the lobby, her and Miss Jacqueline, but when I was Jacqueline, I was doing Professor Amos on HSN. She said, "You work with that cleaning guy." How'd you know? And here we are in Australia, you know, in New Wales. I'm like, what is the likelihood of somebody recognizing you and seeing you connecting, touching hearts with someone?
Yes.
When you're like, wow, how did I even get here? I was there for 2 days by myself thinking, God, I'm in a suite overlooking the parliament, their parliament. I'm like, what am I doing here? Who am I to deserve this? But we deserve it. And we're worthy. And there's so much more that's in store for us. So I just encourage you from your passion and your purpose, live it. We have gifts, talents, and treasures to share. And I just want to share, and I encourage you to share yours. And, you know, I think finding out what our gifts, talents, and treasures are is so important. And to motivate these kids, to help them find what it is, that's strong. That just makes my day. That makes my day.
So, out of all of the places that you've traveled around the world, what has been the most impressive? Because I saw you in that cave in Vietnam.
Okay, I was there. Okay, so we went to the cave. The cave was great. It looked like Indiana Jones, and it was like, you know, some of the countries we visited, I love Christianity was acceptable, but there were some where there's like Buddha here, and then there's this God here, and I'm like, Lord, keep me focused on you. I can go visit, I can look, I can take a picture with it, but still my faith, I remain faithful. We've been to underground caves, so I'm scared, I'm claustrophobic. I'm like, you know, you have a helmet light on because there's no ducking down underneath stalactites and stalagmites. But I think Singapore was amazing. I will definitely be back to Vietnam. I was so surprised by Vietnam, but I will definitely be back again. And also, I went to India, and I went to Delhi, and being a New Yorker, hearing the beats and the traffic and the people and the beggars and the poverty, the food, the culture, the colors, the spices, I'll go back to India again as well. And I just can't even believe, sometimes I say these countries, I'm like, what? Me? What? Why? How? And I have to look up and say, God, wow, you have blown. If I never travel and pack a bag again, I mean, the countries and the cities and the cultures have been overwhelming. I love culture and people and learning and just observing.
Well, when you say that, we have to acknowledge our host for Channel 3. She's trying to ease in back there. Hello.
Thank you so much for being here.
Oh, thank you.
So we're so glad to have you.
So do you all know this is? Yeah.
Show, so I apologize. I just was trying to sneak in the back.
And look.
Yes, due in May, and it's getting heavier and fuller every day right now. So.
Well, we wanted to thank you for opening your home, Margaret Bernstein and Channel 3. We appreciate the fact that you are here tonight.
You are such a change maker in our community. We are honored to have a relationship with you, to have you in our building. I mean, anytime you are here, you are blessing us. And so thank you so much for
Yes.
Hi, everybody.
We do what she says, right?
Can I go by in the back now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey Jeff, we see you. So we are here tonight with Anji, Corley, and I want to thank everybody for coming. Well, I do know that Dr. Whittaker said it best. Not many people here ever met Gloria Whittaker, except for my sister, and I think Sean is here, and Lynette, and my son. But the fact that this she was 3. This child, to me in my mind, is very much alive.
Yes.
And when you think about who even says the name of a person that's been gone almost 40 years. And when Dr. Whittaker said, when you go to Africa, you heard the picture of the billboard is there outside the village, and the kids are saying, Gloria Whittaker School, Gloria Whittaker School. So when I look at you, I see really all that she could have been. That's what we have to do when we look at these young people, you have to speak life into them. You know, Dr. Buddy does such great work at the school, and sometimes I went to a school once, not his school, and the principal, I was admiring a young man. I said, oh, he is such a wonderful young man. And the principal said, no, he's not, he's just jelly. Oh, the principal. And I turned to him, I said, don't you ever say that again, right? You have to, even if they are the worst in those schools, right, you have to speak life to them. And then they might end up in a position like yourself. So we are so thankful to have you come to Cleveland. And we want you to know, we expect great things. I watch the show every Saturday.
Oh, baby?
No, the one with the guy.
Oh, Josh Garcia, the Voyager.
The Voyager. And this guy was telling it all around the world. And I would be watching it on Saturday morning. And she goes, oh, that's my friend. I said, it is. She connected the two of us. Next thing you know, me and him were talking. He'd be traveling the world and sending me pictures. So you never know when you speak to a child who that child might become.
That's right.
You have to think Tyler Perry was once a little boy.
Yeah.
Oprah Winfrey was once a little girl. So some of these kids that you are putting down, they might end up one day being Anji Corley.
You know, I'm so honored and humbled, and I feel such a connection to you and to Gloria and your family. I thank you for welcoming me and your city, because you are the mother of Cleveland. And I just really want to encourage everybody. I just want to talk about passion and your talents and your gifts, and to pursue them. Life is so short. You know, you look at that long book of life, it's just for the blip, we don't remember it. And we need to start doing it and waiting. And I know sometimes I've been guilty of waiting for the right moment, the situation, where I don't have nothing to wear, can't go, can't fly. Get a credit card, go borrow money, let's do it. Let's make it happen. So I really encourage you to keep your faith and keep praying and stay hopeful and prayerful for what God has for you, to use your gifts and talents, and not just for yourself. Kirk Franklin has an amazing song, Just For Me. And I love this song. It's like my new morning ritual. Verse 24, listen to some Kirk Franklin, Just For Me, and it's taking you out of the equation, but using you as that vessel. And I just hope we all continue to do that, or be encouraged to do that from this point forward. And we live. And I thank you.
So if you want to come tomorrow.
Yeah, black and white, and be cute and comfortable, and we're gonna have a good time.
And what you want to do is keep logging in prayer. Because when you operate under a gift like that, I'm telling you, be under such spiritual attack. So I'm just asking everyone, hey, Lady Gilmore, to keep her in prayer. So ladies and gentlemen, Anji Corley.
We're going to have final remarks from the Pointer family, and I understand the youngest brother in the family is going to be making the remarks tonight.
June baby.
June baby, are you here? Oh, there you are. Give him a round of applause. And right after June baby is done, Pastor Stevenson, if you would come to close us out in prayer.
How everybody doing? I thought she was playing when she said I was going to be speaking today. So I really don't know what to say, but I'm going to say this. I heard one guy call me her brother, Gloria, her brother, and I grew up thinking she was my little sister. So that's how we grew up. I remember every time Yvonne used to come over my mother's house, I would jump in the car and I would go back with her. And one time I was at Yvonne's house and me and Gloria was playing, because we always played. I had to be about 7, 8 years old, and we broke something. And Yvonne said, stand by the door and don't move. I'm taking you home. So I was so mad at Yvonne on going home, I took off walking. Well, and that was the first time they was looking for me for about 3 hours. And I got to my mother's house, and they said, "Where you been?" I said, "I walked home. She was putting me out." So fast forward about 10 years later, I was at home, asleep on the couch, me and my father, and we get the call that Gloria was missing. And I thought the same thing was gonna happen. I thought she was gonna knock on the door and say, "Here I am." So I never moved, and my father never moved, and we sat there, and all of a sudden we get the call, you know. And I say, "Man, they done took my little friend away." That was a sad day, but Yvonne kept fighting. And through the faith of God, all my sisters and brothers, besides my father, got to see that man brought to justice. But God had to choose one of us to go up in heaven to tell tell Gloria. And he chose my brother Raymond. So he crossed over to get Gloria and my father good news, you know, so. And ain't no more I can say. On honor and Gloria, I named my child after Gloria. Because she was my little sister and the love of my life, and I miss her very much. And I get to see my little Gloria grow up every day. And so my gift to Yvonne was my daughter. I love you, Yvonne. You're doing too much. I wish you'd sit down a little bit. And I'd like to thank everybody for giving me an opportunity to speak.